a general question just for orientation. I have some ideas, but I'd be curious as to, your perspectives on it. Maybe what is the essence of bhakti, but maybe said in 3 different ways. So, for the most unaware, maybe like child kind of explanation, someone who's a little familiar, with the spiritual concepts, etc., and then someone who's like a lifetime devotee, already in the know. How would you describe?
The essence of bhakti is the path of devotion. And so that's why some people think, oh, those who are like devotees, they're not practicing a lot of the other processes like jnana and karma and astanga yoga. It's because for us, it's the path of devotion. And it's described in our scriptures that if you practice that essential thing, everything else will come as is needed. But if you neglect that essential thing, then everything else is just like decorating a corpse. And so bhakti is so important, the life of devotion and realizing the nature of your soul in relationship to the spiritual realm and the relationship to the creator of this universe. That is what spirituality is supposed to be. Nowadays we find a lot of spirituality kind of serving a form of materialism, but genuine spirituality means realizing the nature of yourself and how it connects to this entire existence. That is bhakti. It's called sambandha, knowledge of your relationship with this world and with God. So that's the essential quality of all true religions. Bhakti is the essential aspect of all true religions, realizing the nature of yourself in connection to the Creator. And that's the first aspect. The second aspect is, what is the goal of life and how can I achieve that goal? So knowledge of who I am, knowledge of the nature of this existence and the Creator and His realm, and how I can go to that place. So that is bhakti. For those who are developing more, then it's like in beginning in school, you learn the alphabet, you learn how to add, subtract, and things like that. As you advance, you learn more detailed knowledge. The building blocks are so important, but if you don't start constructing something with the building blocks, then it's also like a wasted opportunity. So more advanced knowledge is, it teaches you the specific concepts of how to do sadhana, how to practice, how to advance, from a general understanding to a very detailed understanding. Adopting a practice and a course of study is very important. Because it can sound very general. Oh, I am a soul and there's a personality called God, and maybe that God has form or maybe he doesn't have form. Maybe he isn't a he or a she or anything. It's just like, I am God, everyone is God. So it's important to go from the general to the specific, because otherwise you just get lost in kind of speculation and sentimentality, and you don't really make progress. The detailed understanding, it's described to be like a far-off mountain. You have a general view of the mountain, and you see like a bluish kind of haze. If you come closer, then you can start to see some kind of contour and detail. When you actually walk on the mountain, then you see every blade of grass. So this is the advanced understanding of God, is you start to see all of His qualities. And then with His qualities, you start to hear His many beautiful names that reflect His qualities. Madan Mohan, Radharaman, Gopinath, Radhakanta, beautiful names that all show specialities of His nature and His love with His devotees. And so this is the detailed understanding. And as we go more in depth, then we learn that bhakti is something that is very precious and almost exclusive. Why is that? So there's levels of bhakti. Now you can define bhakti as the topmost thing, or you can talk about bhakti in its seed-like stage. The topmost thing is that Krishna says in the Gita, Ananyas chintayanto mam, develop one-pointedness. That's real love. Because bhakti is another name for devotion, devotion is another name for a kind of love. And if you really, really love someone, then you love them exclusively. That doesn't mean you don't have friendship and relationships with others, but it means that you love and then you appreciate all others in light of your core relationship. Like if you don't have a husband or a wife, then you're not going to have kids, and you're not going to have in-laws and brothers and sisters. What this is called in Sanskrit is adiras, the original relationship. So the original relationship is love between the soul and God. When you have that love that's one-pointed, then you can start broadening your understanding to all of existence, that everyone is in my family. But without God, there is no possibility of having this sense of all beings are equal in the in spiritual family. There's not a possibility to have this sense of universal brotherhood of humanity without the conception of God. Without that, it's just some kind of, we're just digits in this world moving around and looking to exploit each other for our own gain. Our Gurudev would say morality comes from God, our Creator. Therefore, we have some duties to Him. What is that duty? Develop our loving relationship and understanding of the nature of God and the nature of ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you.